Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
When is our presenting?
When is what?
When is our presenting?
Incredibly, but up next. So up next we have Aaron. Arthur already spoiled the presentation. So we're going to finish off this is the last speech of the day. We're going to finish off in a great way, in a big way. DCN style. Our last speaker comes from PolitiFact, which is the largest fact-checking organization in the US. And they've also won the Pulitzer Prize. So give it up for Aaron Sharockman, Executive Director of PolitiFact and PolitiFact.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Oh, what a treat to be last. I'm really excited to be here and talk a little bit about fact-checking. Unfortunately, I don't really have much time to talk about PolitiFact and so the work we do. So hopefully, if we want to know a little bit more about that, we can connect later over a cocktail or a coffee, whatever you like. Just real quickly about me, I'm going to skip most of this slide other than to say I'm a journalist. I've been covering government and politics since 2003 and working as a fact checker since 2010, first as a reporter, then as an editor, now as executive director. So a lot of my job is making sure our website, we pay the bills, we keep growing, we keep finding ways to innovate. PolitiFact is 10 years old. We'll be 11 actually in August. We've published 15,000 fact checks. As Alan said, we are the first website to win the Pulitzer Prize in the United States. In 2016, in September and October, more people were visiting our site on a daily basis than visiting Disney.com or NFL.com. So for 2 months at least, we were more popular than Tom Brady and Mickey Mouse. That's pretty cool. We have 11 full-time employees at PolitiFact. A lot of people think we're much bigger. We still are relatively small. We use the Truthometer to measure our claims on a scale from true to pants on fire false. Our budget this year will be about $1.5 million. Okay, so that's us in a nutshell. But that's not really what I'm here to talk about today. First, I'm very happy that I spoke the day after the gentleman from the U.S. Embassy, because I think the next couple of slides he might not be really pleased about, so I don't think he's here. But if he is, I apologize. So, as the last session, the last speaker, I guess I was probably supposed to be hopeful, and I will be, I promise, but not before telling a story in 3 chapters. It's going to start with this little thing, the post-truth era. I assume you've all heard about that we're now post-fact. Facts don't matter. That, a lies win and truth loses, right? So, we have a problem. We have a problem. And a lot of the problem, really, I have to admit, has been exported by Uncle Sam to all places around the world. These are just some headlines that I scanned. You can Google and find many more. Why facts don't win, why facts don't change our mind, facts don't matter, yada, yada, yada. Now, if I was earlier in the day, I was going to do this as a contest, but I'm just going to do it. This is our president and what he thinks about facts and fact checkers, and I'm going to read it in my Donald Trump voice for you. Even the so-called fact checkers, who are crooked as hell themselves, they'll check facts with me and I'll be like 99% right. And they'll say, therefore, he lied. These people are bad. What a group of dishonest scum we have. I'm telling you, the President of the United States, talking about independent fact checkers, everybody. It goes beyond that. President Trump in 2017 used the phrase fake news 400 times. In every instance, because we looked, he wasn't talking about what we talk about when we talk about fake news, which is purposeful misinformation or propaganda. He was talking about stories he did not like. So we created an ecosystem where the distrust is at a high level from the top powers, the top places in the United States. And if you say, well, this is only a United States problem, I have a problem. I have to tell you, we've actually fact-checked this. Donald Trump is exporting the term fake news around the world. And so this is Jeff Flake. He's a senator from Arizona, a Republican. who has who made the point that the use of the word fake news, which is kind of started by Trump in the United States, has been propagated by other leaders around the world. And what an all-star cast it is. Syria, Bashar al-Assad uses the term fake news. China uses the term fake news. The government of Myanmar uses the term fake news. So these are, I guess, our peers now of the United States. This is probably not so good, but here we are. This is it. This is a great cartoon. I'm sorry, Jeannie. Your answer was correct, but Kevin shouted his incorrect answer over yours, so he gets the points. So this is the ecosystem right now, right? This is what you feel. People don't trust the work journalists are doing, and that journalists are working hard in shrinking newsrooms, and the results just aren't showing up. Now, if you remember when I used that really profane word that I won't personally say, I had a little asterisk by that, because I think there is a second chapter to this book, right? I think there is something, there's the positive. And these are, I'm going to give 4 truths about fact-checking, I think. These are things that we don't spend a lot of time talking about because, quite frankly, it's a lot sexier to talk about the post-truth era, whatever that means. Fact-checking makes you smarter. This is actually really interesting research from 2014 from 2 guys, Brendan Nyhan and Jason Reifler. And what they did is they kind of gave respondents to the survey either a fact-check article or a regular news article. So basically what you would read in the Associated Press or Reuters. Dealing with the same topic and containing the same information. The people who were able to recall more information were the ones who read the fact-check. They were able to retain more information from the story as presented as a fact-check than as if it were presented as a regular news story. So, okay, don't worry if that's changing your vote and how you're voting, but think about it. Fact-checking can make you smarter. It also scares politicians. This is Anthony Scaramucci, by the way, in the background. Love him. This is the same 2 researchers, Brendan Nyhan and Jason Reifler. They decided to do a survey to state lawmakers in the United States. And they grouped the lawmakers into 3 different groups. So the first group got a letter that said something like, "It is really important to be honest and truthful as a politician. Democracy depends on it, and we would really encourage you to be honest and accurate with your citizens, especially when communicating about important policy topics. Please be honest. XOXO, signed the researchers," right? Second group gets this letter. "Hello. Fact checkers are in your neighborhood. They are watching what you say. And if you say something wrong, they will fact check you and light your pants on fire. So be careful." Third group got no letter. They're the control group. What did the research find? Who was the politician, the group least likely to tell a lie or falsehood? The ones who got the threats. Kind of makes sense, right? Maybe does not apply to our current president so much, but I think to a lot of politicians it is powerful, right? If they are going to be called out on their falsehoods, then maybe they're going to watch what they say. This is my favorite. How many people have heard of the backfire effect? You know, this is the effect in which if I show you that what you believe is false, you're actually going to double down and believe it more. This is research actually done by that guy Brendan Nyhan, who I talked about twice, and it has elicited the most discussion in the fact-checking community because the theory is fact-checking doesn't work, and in fact it reinforces false beliefs, so we should all be out of a job and quit. Well. First of all, that study is old, 2006, before PolitiFact existed. And a lot of researchers have actually tried to go ahead and then replicate that to see, is it indeed true that fact-checking, presenting correct information, actually reinforces people's incorrect beliefs? I have great news. These guys, Wood and Porter, from Ohio State, I believe, figured out, no, it's wrong. They couldn't replicate the study. And in fact, presenting factual information moved everyone in every category towards the more correct belief. We did a similar study in PolitiFact, working with a researcher at the University of Wisconsin, talking about gun issues. We tested in South Africa and the United States. Now, gun issues very polarizing in both those countries. So we were able to, luckily, we got to work with a pro-gun group like the NRA, an anti-gun group, and then again, kind of a stable, kind of a neutral group in each country. Even on those topics, when we presented factual information, if we said, if we challenged your beliefs as a pro-gun person, you were more likely to come towards the factual information. Now, it isn't revolutionary. The people didn't give their guns up, but they did move in their own direction. This fourth study I just invented right now, we need more fact-checking, right? There's a lot of, fact-checking is growing across the world, and I'm very happy to see that, but I think what we clearly know today is that we need a lot more of this work. There is way more misinformation out there than there are people fighting to correct the record. And so I hope we all think about everything that we can do to be fact-checkers. Maybe it doesn't take a full publication or a full-time website, a staff of 11 people. But in your individual Facebook feeds, what can you be doing to correct misinformation? I kind of liken this to a public health crisis in some ways, and that we all need to be fighting. You know, it's not just the government, it's just not just journalists, that we all have a role to play in this. Chapter 3, how can we skip chapter 1? So, that would be a good goal, right? That'd be a good goal. So I think there are some things that we could be doing and trying. And actually, what's awesome is I think we've discussed some of these here over the past 2 days. The first thing I would say is reach out. So go to people where they are, have conversations with them in person. Reach out to the people who you know won't like you. Reach out to the people who live outside the city center. Reach out to the people who don't have smartphones. I think this is a big lesson that we've learned at PolitiFact, is that you cannot just, the easy thing to do is rely on the people who read you constantly. Build a model that could be sustainable even, built around, these are the people who read us every day. As long as we get their $20 a year or $20 a month, we're good to go. No, we gotta reach out, we gotta find new people. PolitiFact, over the past 9 months, ventured into kind of tough waters. I think as Kristen showed you, trust in media among Republicans is particularly low in the United States. Something like 88% of Republicans said they thought fact-checking was biased in the 2016 election. So rather than double down on the people who might like us, we went after the people who said they didn't. The top is us meeting in Tulsa, Oklahoma with the Republican Party. The bottom is us speaking at a library event in Charleston, West Virginia. We spent a week in 3 different cities, one in Alabama, one in West Virginia, again one in Oklahoma, talking to as many people as possible. We held events at the library, we talked to the Republicans, we talked to the business groups, we went to a bar and bought people a beer. We went to as many places as we could to talk to people and let them understand about us, and let them ask questions about us, you know, challenge our perceptions. In each of those communities, we then launched fact-checking projects. And we worked with the local media organizations in those cities and did our work and gave it away for free. The idea being that maybe on Trump, it's hard to change your opinion on him or what you believe, but on state and local issues, maybe there's more wiggle room, right? I think this is probably true in a lot of places. If there's things you can see, you're more likely to believe it. If I told you the traffic in Bucharest is great, you might think I'm a great guy, but you might know that I'm wrong about that. Experiment. I think we talked about this a lot, so I'm just going to kind of breeze through this. Try things. Try things and fail. Don't be afraid to fail hard. I think we're all in a startup kind of business, right? And so we have to act like that every day, which is, it's okay to make mistakes. Take the reader on the journey. Make it part of our engagement. Learn and bring them in. The one thing I like talking about a lot is value. I think this is one of the things that we don't, unfortunately, talk a lot about in kind of the journalism space or the communication space, because, you know, most of us are doing this for public service, for public good. You can't do a lot of good if you're out of business. I think that's an important lesson. Measure the cost of everything you do. I think this came up at PolitiFact. A fact check costs $332 to write. So what does that mean for us? It means that we know how much it costs, so we know how much maybe we should charge, or if we're not going to charge, we at least know we can make that decision ourselves. have fun and be fun. As a fact checker, we are asked to weigh in on very serious things on a daily basis. We don't have to take ourselves so seriously. People hate know-it-alls, and know-it-alls don't actually know everything. Not even me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Question? Yes.
Okay, thanks for the presentation. I have two questions. First is, how do you reach your audience except of besides meeting with those who don't like you? And another question is, how do you earn money for the project?
Sure.
So how do we reach audience besides just kind of going visiting? I think we spend a lot of time trying to create online communities. We really think about our voice online. And I kind of think of our voice as like, we're the nerdy friend who can help you along in your journey. Again, by not taking ourselves too seriously, by engaging with readers and saying, what do you want us to fact check, like Julia talked about with Mother Jones. Really interacting and make it like, we're here, this is true, this is why the easiest thing to sell is, we're here to serve you. So let's have a conversation and figure out how to do that. As far as our revenue model, I can tell you this is the untold story of PolitiFact. This is our 11th year. It took 8 years until we broke even. So for 8 years we were subsidized by a newspaper that kind of owned us, a media company. It took 8 years. So we need to have a long runway. Currently today, we're probably about 20% funded by grants, another 20% is funded by membership or readers' contributions, another 20% is advertising, and kind of the remainder is selling content. So one of the things we've realized in a big country like the United States, in shrinking newsrooms, they love this content, but they can't afford to make it themselves, so we can sell it to them. And that helps us cover our costs and helps spread our word.
Two short questions. Hopefully two brief
Thank you very much for the presentation. Yeah. So, it's short. How do you see artificial intelligence playing in fact-checking?
So, AI and fact-checking. I don't think it can do the role of fact-checking, but it can make our jobs more efficient. So my dream is how can I have one fact-checker do like 1.5 or 1.8 times work because of AI? Computers can help us identify claims to check, identify the best sources, and then try to put them together and so make that process more efficient. I think humans still have to play a role.
Okay, after this, how will you deal with deepfake?
Deepfake?
Yes.
Good question. So deepfakes, videos, I think, to be honest, I need to see it play out a little bit. This is a highly technical problem that is not easily solved because you can't, you have two problems. One is when people look at something on video or a still image, they're much more likely to believe it. And it's very hard to convince them it's false. Two is because deepfakes are really good at what they do. We're kind of fighting, that's like kind of, they're the superhero, we're like just the cop with a gun, like what are we gonna do? My biggest thing I would say is, I'm curious to see how big of a problem it is, and then we're gonna have to go find tools to fight it. It's a tough question. My thought is, at this point, is I'm not too worried about it yet, but we need to keep thinking about it.
Can we have some regulation, like state regulation here? It will be correct to have it?
So the question is regulation when it comes to fake news or things like that. I'm all for proactive measures to support trusted information, and I'm all for, so that's the first thing. I worry about penalties against fake news or hoaxes, because if the government is deciding what's real or fake, that to me makes me really nervous. So I think there are solutions that the government can help. I think media literacy is a huge thing. So every government should be investing in teaching all of us to be better fact checkers so we can tell what's real or fake. And I also think they should be supporting trusted news information sources in any way they can. Like, so in the United States, we have a really good kind of history of donating to nonprofit news organizations and that money being tax deductible, tax-free. I was just in Japan, where they don't have that culture. And so there's for NGO nonprofits, it's very difficult to raise funds because people aren't used to giving. So can the government incentivize that type of transaction to help these organizations thrive and grow? I just wanted to sit on this chair because no one did for 2 days.